Hello, everyone. I am your host, Tosh, and this is Cheat Codes from Women in Games International. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I want to know if you're okay. Take this moment right now to check in with yourself. Everything affects mental health, jobs or lack thereof, physical health, weather, relationships, social climate, age. Are you okay? Take a deep breath. Become aware of your body. Feel your body in this space. Does anything ache? Does anything feel better than usual? Are you cold? Too warm? Just right? As you breathe, feel these things. And I want to say thank you. Thank you for being here. I know that things get so hard, and every day you are making the choice to still be here, to still be present, to be present for yourself, for those who love you. What's your win today? Did you finally finish that report that you've been putting off? Did you shower and exist? You win the day. I realize that on this podcast, I'm always yelling, metaphorically yelling, about taking up space. But what if you feel small and worn down? What if everything, even the things you're doing for self-care, just feels like one more thing in a long list? I was recently inspired by a quote of Dr. Martin Luther King. And while this quote was talking about the Voting Rights Act, I thought about how it applies to life in general. It says, while the law may not change the hearts of men, it does change the habits of men. And when you change the habits of men, pretty soon the attitudes and the hearts will be changed. What are your habits? What habits are affecting your heart? Chances are, if you're listening to this podcast, you're in the gaming or tech industry, aspiring to be, or you're a gamer, or maybe not. But you may have seen the recent news and you understand that people are having a very hard time right now. There are layoffs, doxing, company changes, and just general uncertainty. Add that to civil unrest, famine, climate change, wars. Add that to just trying to be human. It's understandable that you may be in fight or flight mode right now, however that looks for you. I think that the downfall of many of us is the inability to see or understand that two things can be true. We tend to feel a level of immense guilt because we're holding what feels like two opposing thoughts and believing that one should win. Most recently, I went through an extremely dark period and I was not okay. And it took such a long time for me to admit that I was not okay because I kept thinking that I really should be okay. I'm seeing horrible things in the news, but I'm not living it, so I should be okay. I'm miserable at my job, but I'm employed, right? So I should be okay. I'm in physical pain, but I'm not dying, so I should be okay. My house is a mess, but I have a place to live, so I should be okay. The guilt of not being okay in the face of that many blessings was eating me up. I guess hmm, I guess I can blame my upbringing in the church, but it took me a very long time for me to be okay with not being okay. And that really kept me from getting the help that I really needed. So, what if two things can be true? What if I'm a badass and I could still want more? What if 1 or 2 days playing video games in the bed does not make me a loser when 5 days out of the week I'm in motion? What if, despite everything I've been through, I'm still enough? What if you're enough, just the way you are? Even when you're sad, even when you're tired. What if you gave yourself the space to feel like you're enough? Enough and sad, enough and tired, but enough. Now, that's a starting place. That's not an ending. That's not the fix all. That's just where you start. So I'm a huge advocate for therapy and finding a therapist that will work for you. Don't assume just because they have the degree that they are a perfect fit. We don't choose friends like that, so don't treat your therapist like you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. I went back to therapy a little while ago and told the therapist about a situation I was dealing with in my workplace. And they said, "Well, can't you just find another job?" Sure, let me just reach into my magic job hat and pull out another one. Instead, I got another therapist. So this is all just a very long way and a whole podcast to let you know that you are not alone. And I hope that this episode is bite-sized enough that it gave you the incentive to listen all the way through. I'm happy that you're here. And I'm happy that you are at this point where you are right now. You are at the start of something great because you're here. So if you follow me on LinkedIn, tell me what your two things are. My two things are I am a leader and I am struggling. I wasn't okay before, but I'm feeling better and better every single day. And even on the not so okay days, I give myself the space to feel it. May is also Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month, and Project AWR, Asian Women Representation, is dedicated to creating a safe space on Discord for Asian women, non-binary, and marginalized game developers, and people gravitating around the gaming industry. And also promote them and give them a platform that will amplify their voices. There is power and safety in community, so I'm going to provide a link to them in the show notes. Thank you again for tuning in to Cheat Codes. I'm your host, Tosh. Let's connect on LinkedIn. To stay in the know with Women in Games International, please visit us at getwiggy.com and subscribe to our newsletter. You can also find us on multiple social media platforms at GetWiggy. If you want to get involved with GetWiggy, visit us at getwiggy.com/get-involved. Take care, and we will chat soon.